Hello everybody, welcome back or welcome to my channel. Today we are reading a Sero X Listener Can't Fix Worry by Killer Cabin on Wattpad. I really hope you all enjoy this video. Disclaimer, you are in the support course and you and Sero are already dating. So, without further ado, let's get into the video. You whimpered as you hurriedly put together the support items. You had fallen asleep last night and were now way behind schedule. What if the support items were faulty? What if they harmed the users or people around them? What if they gave you a bad name now? The dark circles under your eyes grew to pits of despair. You would so get kicked out for this. For not giving your items in time, for one, but two, for them to be absolute garbage. You scratched your head, not noticing a familiar face walk into the lab. You worked away at a pair of gloves, then switched to a sight enhancer, then raced to jump booster. So much work, you exclaimed. So little time. Babe? You heard a voice say in concern. The support items aren't needed until 3 months from now. He looked around at your lab, seeing the huge mess. The oil, the tools, and the bits and pieces. You turned around to see Hanta in a gray t-shirt and black shorts. You, on the other hand, wore dirty clothes with stuff all over your face. He sighed and went over to try and clean you up. But there's so little time, you exclaimed. For 5 support items, they have to be perfect, Sero, or I'll be ruined, kicked out, and shunned. Hanta sighed softly at that and found a clean rag. He ran it under some water from the small sink and began to clean your face from oil and dirt. Babe, aren't you almost done with 3 of them? You're on a good track. It's plenty of time. You sighed and whimpered. You understood that Hanta didn't understand how much time it took to make support items, but you knew all too well, and you panicked knowing that. Hanta always came as if it was fate before you panicked into oblivion or passed out from too much work. He made you calm and collected. He kept you all right. How about you and I go for some lunch? I haven't seen you physically since, well, yesterday morning. And even then you were busy, so we didn't even talk. He puts a strand of your hair behind your ear and sighed softly. Hanta, I need to finish, you sighed, and looked away once you finished cleaning your face. If I work today, tomorrow, and then the next, I will be free for a day. I need to get these support items in tip-top shape before I can leave. Hanta gave a worried look. You said that 3 days ago, he said. You've been working so hard, you have bags under your eyes. And when was the last time you've eaten? You frowned. But the support items. Ryan, he said, take a break. Today will be your break, then you can work tomorrow. You need this. He frowned but soon caved in. You laid your head on his shoulder to relax. He wrapped his arms around you and rubbed your back calmly. I don't want you to have another panic attack, he said. You've had so many just this month. It's only the 17th. He looked to the side. It's starting to make not just me worried. You looked at him, a bit curious as to who else would care. He smiled a little at you. Midoriya is worried too, you know. And Denki, Mina, Sue, Tokoyami, Ida, the entire class. Usually hang out with us, and now we haven't seen you for 2 weeks. You frowned and looked to the side. Oh. You swallowed a bit of your guilt down your throat. I'm sorry, I've just been so busy. Hanta nodded. We know, that's why we haven't forced you out of the lab. But we still try and help. Ida told me that he and Ochako came to check up on you, but you locked the lab door and wouldn't answer the door. Then Midoriya said he brought you lunch, but you didn't even look at him. He looked at the counter. The point is, we're all trying. You nodded a little and rubbed the sleep from your eyes. He smiled a little and kissed your forehead. Is it too late for lunch? You questioned. He chuckled. Nope. A Bakugo actually decided to do something nice for once. First, Kirishima, Denki, and I basically forced him to do it, but he and Sato made you a special lunch. Your eyes widened. A special lunch? Hanta smiled and nodded. Turns out, Bakugo is a master chef. He made the main course and Sato made you a muffin, but it helps. He let you go, and you watched as he walked towards the table. You saw the trap of food, and you gasped. I could have just eaten Lunch Rush's food. Hanta chuckled and gave you the tray. Well, yeah, we wanted to show you we cared. I know it's mainly just food, but I hope it means at least a little of something. You hesitantly took the tray, feeling its warmth. You got a good smell of the food, and it made your mouth water. Your stomach then growled like a lion, making you go red. Hanta chuckled and led you to the desk nearby and sat you down. He gave you your chopsticks and sat next to you. Try it. You took the chopsticks and grabbed the main course. Taking it, you placed it into your mouth and your taste buds began to explode. This was amazing. Whoa, this is insanely good, you exclaimed and rushed to eat. Hanta nervously smiled. Not too fast, I don't want you to choke. You smiled a little and slowed down your pace. Sorry, it's just really good. He sighed in relief and hugged you from the side as you are in glee. He was so happy that you were okay and finally eating. Now, the tricky part was getting you out of the lab.